Hello, good morning, children. Welcome back to the new session. Let us continue the lesson of visit to Cambridge. While the author Firdaus Kanga and the scientist Stephen Hawking were discussing about an inspiration for the people and for the society, the author explained how the scientist was an inspiration for the physically challenged people and for the others. At that time, they exchanged their views. Here it is. Let us start. I told him how he had been an inspiration beyond cliche for me and surely for others. Did that thought help him? After explaining about the inspiration, the author asked the question, how was it helpful for him? Then the scientist said, no. No, he said, and I thought how foolish I was to ask. When the scientist answered no, at that time the author felt ignoramus. Ignoramus means foolish. He felt that he should not have asked that question. The scientist continued to answer. When your body is a claustrophobic room and the walls are growing narrower day by day, it doesn't do much good to know that there are people outside smiling with admiration to see you breathing still. Admiration means praise. Claustrophobic means suffocation. The scientist answered that when you feel uncomfort, when you feel unfit, at that time you can't find or you can't experience the happiness on the faces of the people caused by yourself. Then the author asked another question. Is there any advice you can give disabled people? Help Something that might help make life better? What is your guidance for the physically challenged people? That was the question. Then the scientist answered, they should concentrate on what they are good at. I think things like the disabled Olympics are a waste of time. The scientist stated that they should concentrate on which area they are good at, what is their interest. Based on that, they should put the efforts to get the success. And his opinion was not good for the Olympic Games. He stated that things like the disabled Olympics are a waste of time. He didn't appreciate the Paralympics, which are held for the disabled people. Then the author remembered, I know what you mean. I remembered the years I had spent trying to play a Spanish guitar considerably larger than I was, and how gleefully I had unstringed it one night. The author remembered about the Spanish guitar which he used to play in home, and finally one day he unstringed it. He stopped it. Gleefully means very happily. During this interaction, the half hour was up. The half an hour duration was completed. I think I have annoyed you enough. Annoyed means gave troublesome. I said, grinning, thank you for. With a broad smile, grinning means broad smile. With a broad smile, he said, thank you for sparing your time. Here it continues. When he was about to leave at that time, the scientist said, stay. Stay means wait. I waited. The author waited. Have some tea. Have some tea. I can show you the garden. The garden was as big as a park. The scientist said that, wait, have some tea. Let us go to the garden. I will show the garden. Then the garden was as big as a park. It was big. But Stephen Hawking covered every inch rumbling along. But Stephen Hawking covered every inch rumbling along in his motorized wheelchair while I dodged to keep out of the way. When he was about to find the way at the time, he observed that the wheelchair of the scientist had moved everywhere. It made markings. We couldn't talk very much. When they came out, they could not talk more because the sun made him silent. The sunlight brightness was on the screen, the letters on his screen disappearing in the glare. He could not explain the words on the screen. An hour later, we were ready to leave. After sparing some time in the garden, the author was ready to leave. I didn't know what to do. He was in confusion. How to leave that? How to conclude that interaction? I could not kiss him or cry. He didn't express the feelings directly. I touched his shoulders and wheeled out into the summer evening. Just he touched his shoulders and came out. I looked back and I knew he was waving, though he wasn't. The author felt that he was saying bye, even though the scientist was quiet. Watching him, an embodiment of my bravest self. Watching that scientist was embodiment. Embodiment means the presence of an idea. It was the presence of it was a presence of the brave soul, right? The one I was moving towards, the one I had believed in, in for so many years alone. The author felt that he was alone for so many years and he believed that he was strong enough. I knew that my journey was over for now. This was the interaction which took place between the scientist and the author. Read these two paragraphs. This is the end of the lesson. In the next session, we will discuss the question answers of this lesson. Thank you. Have a nice day.